Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Death's Door. Game I've been looking forward to playing ever since the previous episode. I've really been enjoying this one. One of the things that I like about it is that just due to the structure of it, it seems to have these built-in, like, this is a good place to break. And so if I were to expect, as we hit here, start and jump in, start, most likely what we'll be looking at is... Oh my goodness, Patikin, thank you so much for the resub! Angel's Door and a resub. Patikin, thank you very, very much for the resub. We're definitely going to do the next boss fight, and then we're going to head towards the next thing that happens in the game, whatever that might be. If I was to guess, it'll be in the west, because I think that we went east. I don't 100% remember where we left off, but we're going to find it together. That's an elevator that leads down towards the Hall of Doors, I think. Patikin, how has your weekend been? For anybody watching this in the future, we are currently recording this. Now, I don't feel like I've read this. This appears to be a Reaper's abandoned logbook. A concerning seismic event has been recorded in the region surrounding Death's Door. We've been ordered to seal all doors and close all open assignments in the region. There are many Reapers still active there, but these orders are from way above, so I'm not going to question them. Still, I have to ask myself, what happened to the crows that were still out there? And now we do have... Let me just double check. So, yes. Bomb-making abilities, including the jug-breaking ability. One thing that we did determine in the last episode is that the bomb takes up 2 magic points instead of just the 1. Oh, and we definitely have, you guys, lots of souls. So we're definitely going to be spending those before we leave this area. Patikin says that it's been good. Have you had a chance to play any more of Payday 2? The rest of the sentence was going to be, anybody watching this in the future, we're recording this on a lovely Saturday evening here in early August 2023, and the the closed beta for Payday 2 is ongoing as we speak. And Patikin did get an invite near the very end of sort of like what would have been the window of availability, and as a result has had a chance to play some. And he did a very fun stream. Was it yesterday, Patikin? Oh my god, I think it was just yesterday. Patikin, I just hope that you had a good time. We probably read this one. My colleague failed to return from a routine mission. I tried heading through his door to check on him, but it was sealed shut. Orders from upper management, apparently. Sent a query to head office, but they insisted that this was normal procedure and the case was closed. Still no word from my colleague. He mentioned he was being assigned to assist a powerful witch with some research last time we had lunch. He was a bit worried before he started, but it turned out she was quite a nice old lady. I wonder if she had anything to do with the closure, and I hope he's okay. All right. Bettina saying that he hopes Mia wants to play again, and maybe some others who have access. Yeah, who was it? Major Wackett turned out had access, and you guys got a chance to play with him. That laugh sounded a bit ominous. I don't remember that character's laugh. You'll also note that we're currently like wielding the thunder hammer, the lightning hammer. Fighting for scraps. There's not enough assignments to go around, and only a handful of us Reapers left in service. I've heard rumors there may be some crows living free outside the commission. I feel like we've learned more about the whole situation here. I feel like the first time we talked to that person, they said that I wasn't fully up to speed. So we could do a level 3 upgrade, but I have been really happy actually to upgrade across the bound. So what do we like better? Charge them melee and range attacks faster, or a greater base speed, faster dodges, and less cooldown time between dodges? I think this one. For as long as I've played games, I've always been a fan of dexterous characters, quick characters. They may not hit hard, but they hit fast. Yeah, but Patikin, I also hope that you get a chance to play with Mia, because that would be a lot of fun. So this was the most recent door that we'd come through, I think. So let's hit Mushroom Dungeon. 44 months, Patikin. That's how long Patikin's been subscribed. That's huge. Really, thank you very much. So we're going to bomb door our way through that. Hey, buddy. Little bird save Grunt. Grunt be forever thank little bird. That's it? I really thought he was gonna, like, open up, like, another pass. Now let Grunt show you what Grunt know, or something. But no. Well, so that's a way out. We can see the switch for this on the other side. We're still gonna have to find a way. Really, Grunt, nothing? Because with minus Grunt's participation here, I don't necessarily know where we would go next, but... hold on. Okay. Not off to a great start. Health is precious. Oh, just... Well, we can see down there that if I can find where that comes in, then we'll be able to blow up the door, the wall now to get to the green door. We kind of feel like we'd want to start over here, wouldn't we? I don't know if I want to have that healing plant yet. I'm going to stream it tomorrow myself, says Patikin, referring to Payday. Okay, but you have to take damage eventually, though. Didn't feel like streaming today. Yeah, understood, Patikin. I hope that you ultimately have a great and relaxing Saturday and come back to the work week, because you also took a couple days off at the end of the week. So I just hope that as you get back into things, you're feeling rested and recharged is the point. Everyone should always feel comfortable taking as much time off as they like when they're streaming, up to and including if it is their full-time job. I feel like a lot of people fancy, you know, being on Twitch and doing things on Twitch because of the freedom it gives them to not be beholden to it. Wow, I really took the long way around. Okay. You know what? Since I'm here, why not top off our lives without using one of the plants? The point I was saying is that, you know, people want to have the freedom to not, you know, work on behalf of a boss or another company. And one of the things that they want is the ability to take their time. So, yes, by all means, you want a chance to rest, relax, and get back, you know, come back relaxed when you're ready? Absolutely. Hey. I feel like that's the worst of it. We might... Oh, I'm sorry. I do want to look at something real quick. I want to read this. The Frog King's domain. Also... Oh, you can't... This is interesting. If you slash this with a sword, it breaks. Oh, there it is. And is it just the same thing? Yeah. I thought that maybe it would, like, shatter, like, what's it called? Like, vertically or something. We'd get a different cut pattern. That would have been cool. It's going to be a hard time waiting a month until Payday 3 comes out, says Patikin, especially after playing the beta. Just got that little taste. Yeah, Mia was asking... This is not a door, though, right? Like, there's no way to make that open. Mia was asking, what's the point of a beta? What does it do? Why is it a beta? Why is it released? And one of the things that I responded is a few different things. Betas can be employed for a few different reasons. One of them, sometimes just to build hype. Just say, look, the whole thing isn't done. Maybe we're working on some later levels, or we're, balancing and stuff. And betas can be very helpful for getting that information from a wide... Well, I don't know why I didn't have this before, but there we go. There's another shortcut. And yes, that's right. Why not just duck in here and get my lives back? Yeah, that's one of the things, like Patikin says, like, he had a chance to play some of Payday 3. He can see, well, I guess I should probably go this way. Even though, you know what, it's the next thing that I'd want to look for is to the Frog King's domain. And this might be a faster way to get there, since it was over here on this side. Why every time? Apparently, I am just destined to travel this land with 3 health points. Okay, so here's the Frog King's domain. We were here last episode. I don't remember why we weren't able to progress further. Let's go see if we can find out. Oh, well, we can do this part now. Let's switch to bomb and kablooey. Oh, the crooked crow doesn't give up easily, huh? You know, out there, I was a tiny frog in a big pond, but here, I'm top of the food chain. And my favorite meal is all those delicious stray souls. You've got your work cut out for you, Reaper. My subjects will see to that. Then it's crow pie for supper! And trifle for dessert. Our chef makes a fantastic trifle. I don't know what trifle is. I mean, I like, don't trifle with me. I've heard it used as a verb, but not as a noun. Scaly One, thank you so much for the resub. And hello to Jab, who is crafting. Scaly One, I hope that you've had a wonderful weekend. I am, well, I don't want to say annoyed. I'm bothered by the fact that there's that glowing branch that we could see, and I have not found my way to it. But let's venture into the Frog King's domain and see what we can find. Scaly One, just like everybody else, I hope that you're having a fantastic weekend. Here, where we live, why is this open? Okay. Every other place is walled in, I thought. Yeah. That one space is open, like you can go in there. There'd be some reason. Other than death, we did confirm in the previous episode, you jump in the water, you die. You're a crow, not a swan. But yeah, what I was about to say is that here it's been wonderful. Like this last week, it feels like so much of the country has been gripped in such extreme heat for so long, and it feels a little self-conscious making to say, so what do we think here? Probably a bomb thing, right? No, it changes reality once. Look, we can't get to hit it again. Starting last week, we basically had a whole week of sun, breeze, low humidity, warm temperatures, just really, really, really nice. And yeah, that is carried through to this weekend. A little more humid this weekend, but since the temperature is low, not nearly as bad. Like, is there any point in just throwing a random arrow through there? It doesn't feel like it. Also little harm, since we can just smash mushrooms to get our arrow juice back. I don't see any. Well, then again, I keep forgetting that we can move the camera a little bit. I don't see anything over there. Yeah, generally, wherever you are, I hope that your weekend has been going well. I have really, really been enjoying having a little bit of time off. It's been, in addition to being a wonderful weather week, it was also like, work week. So it's very nice to have a couple days off from that to play some Death's Door. Okay, we have another way to go, but I haven't finished looking around down here yet. So let's put a pin in, climb the ladder. Let's remember to climb the ladder. The fact that this remains here, like, there's got to be something that switches it back. I have every expectation as we go forward that this navigational element is going to get expanded by, like, oh, the red one does this, but then the green one does this, or the blue one, and you're going to have to, like, switch between different realities. Okay, I've gone too far. Okay. A lot of reason to believe that's an important one, but the gates are risen. And yes, I almost did miss this. Okay, I want to go back, because this feels like there's a lot of forward, and we'll head back. Ooh, okay. Just don't roll into the water. Since the last episode of this, we have now wrapped up our time with Spiritfarer. That game was very enjoyable, very relaxing much of the time, and then very, very weighty some of the rest of the time. It's an interesting game to try to talk about. Okay, so we can see one of the teleportation dials there. That's what I'm calling them until we know what they're actually there for. That's a bad guy, right? Okay. I have a lot of seeds. I have 10 seeds. I think that's more. I feel like that's more seeds than you're supposed to have. But even the plants that I haven't planted, I haven't come nearly that. If I had planted all the seeds that I'd planted, I'd still have a surplus. So I don't know why you're supposed to put the other extras. Maybe they're just like, it could just be extras. Hey, you didn't find all of them, but you don't need to because you always have enough. Jab was saying, I've always thought trifle was a small annoyance. Yeah. That's like, was there any point to this, by the way? There's a thing up there to plant. A small annoyance, or like a, when somebody says, don't trifle with me, or that's not somebody to trifle with, something to not take seriously. That's what I would think of trifling. Just like wasting somebody's time, treating them like they're not worthy of respect. That's sort of like what I've always thought of trifling. I've just never heard of it as a noun. Like Patikin or Scaly One, have you ever heard of like, after dinner, I'm going to have a trifle? Like, that could just be like, it could just be a universal thing for like, oh, just something small. The closing meal equivalent of an appetizer. But he talked about it like it was an item. Like, I've never had Turkish delight. I know that it's a thing. Scaly One is saying that a trifle is... So, just Scaly One, is it a specific English dessert? Or is it just an expression used to say, like, oh, this is dessert, and it happens to be, like, that expression is used by people in England? Okay... I mean, I can go down there, but I kind of want to look around here first. Anybody else? That felt deceptively easy. As in, I'm being deceived to believe that it is easy. Just one guy. It is specific. Okay, Scaly One is defining trifle. It's like 3 layers of pudding, jello, pudding or jello or something like that. Patine is asking, how did we get to desserts? When we talked to the Frog King, he said that his minions... I want to look around to see if anything else changed real quick. His minions would make sure that it would be time for crow pie. That's what he was going to have. His minions are going to rip my guy apart. And then he was like, oh, and like after that, a little trifle. My chef is really good at making trifle. Or something like that. It was really close to that. Which led us to like, oh, I didn't know that's a thing. At no point, there's a million things in this world that I've not had and not heard of. I've never heard of a trifle, and it sounds really good. It makes me not happy that I've never seen trifle on the menu anywhere here. It probably has, like, I bet you that on many occasions I've eaten someplace where if a British person would be like, oh, this is what we would call a trifle. It doesn't sound like something I've ever eaten, but yeah, well, I'm just gonna... Probably a bit of overkill there. But I've got 3 mushrooms here. I can just get my magic back. I have to say, I've been enjoying some ice cream this summer. Not a lot. Usually I'll have like 1 or 2 spoonfuls of ice cream like late in the day, like after dinner, but that's only... here's my thing with ice cream. This is just me. Ice cream is really, really, really good. at first. And I feel like ice cream is one of those desserts that, for me, just very quickly reaches diminishing returns, where it stops being tasty very quickly and is just cold. So if I have, like, we'll get these little, like, things of ice cream. Hold on.
An intruder, and they're intruding. You'll regret this flagrant trespass. You're done for now, little bird. You're gonna get crushed.
You're certainly persistent, crooked crow. You like my armor? It was a size too small, but I think I'll make it work. Can you believe I found it just laying around on a nearby corpse? You are just another bleeding heart who stands in the way of progress. This is the natural order. A frog wearing armor is the natural order. The strong survive. Hop on, small fry. Badoosh.
You heard him. Hop on.
I sure hope I don't end up with between those chubby green cheeks. Yeah, sorry, we're still enemies, though. Okay. We can go back to our spirit door. So let's do that. I'll get my 1 hit point back, so then I can immediately lose it on the very first thing I see. Okay, memory bank time, flooded fortress. I don't have enough. We need 600 souls. I have 500. Okay, now... Oops. That's not the right thing. Oh, this dude is back. Okay, can we just appreciate the fact that there's like body floaty physics, that it went underwater and then came back up? Somebody designed that. Somebody said this body has buoyancy. That's pretty cool. Can I push this one in the lake as well? No, but I can hit him. Okay. Turns out he wasn't dead. He was just pretending.
Please, Mr. Crow, leave me alone. The Frog King landed on me. My spine is cracked. I can't move. Just leave me be. No!
And then he gets pushed in the water. Not super the weapon that I wanted to use. Okay. It did. I saw something over there, but it took me a second to, like, con it as an enemy. Like, oh, wait, that guy's going to attack me. Okay, we've not yet met this person. First impression, still not as difficult as the Hammer Brothers from the last episode. If one of those guys showed up right now, I would have lost 3 health points, if I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, I would have lost all of them. Okay, let's go. Sort of hoping to only hit one of those. Yes, I did see the place. Okay, there we go. See, now I feel a lot better about using the... Oops. The seed in a moment. Because now I'm down 2 health points. That was the move that I wanted to do before. So we can... Oops. Cut through this. So plant the seed, yes. Use the seed. I'll tell you what. Let's take out the guys up on the upper level, or take 1 more health point, and then I can come back and do it. Like if I lose a health point here. I shall switch to bomb. I basically want to take one more health point, if I'm going to. Okay, I gotta take out the little guys first. The easier to kill good dudes. Okay, I didn't know. Yep, that's my cue. Hold on, sir. Come back and settle this up with you in just a minute. I did not want to take that health point, to take that point of damage, but now that we have, now we get maximum benefit out of this. Also, I was trying to see if I could reflect or knock the boomerang aside, like we can with some of the other things. I didn't think that I could, because it doesn't have like the smoky trail. Like, you see how there's smoke right there? Oh, I got them both, okay. I'm gonna try bomb on these guys. Very effective against the one guy. Shit. Don't know what governs when he decides to throw his boomerang. It feels like if I stay close enough to him, then he does his jump every time. Let me hit this first. All right. Is this going to extend the ladder, do you think? No. So that switch would extend the ladder. How have I not been up here yet? This may not be doable yet, but let me just look here. Because we've got a pathway to the ladder. Yeah, this is one of the Hammer brothers up there. No, I can't. I have not been able to get up there yet. It's not as far as I can see. Anyway, ice cream, really good. Also, every single summer, you know what happens? Every fall, like November 15th, I'll suddenly think like, oh man, I should really go to like a Dairy Queen or one of those places. Like, they make really good. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't swing and deflect that fire blast back at him. But, oh man, I should go to a Dairy Queen. I really like that. You know, once a year, I can go get one of those. And this always occurs to me 4 months after all the Dairy Queens in the area have closed. So not 4 months. Probably like 2-3 months. And then I'm like, okay, next summer for sure. Next summer, when Dairy Queen opens, I will go get a delicious Blizzard. They make a really good, like, peanut butter and chocolate one. Or, the strawberry shortcake one is really good. And then, like, right now, we could jump in the car right after this stream. I could go get one. I don't really want one. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like you would think, oh, well, when it's hot, you'd want one, right? No, not really. Yeah. I was trying to back off. Thank you, game. I was trying to back off because I was surrounded, and that felt very treacherous, and it was. I did not make it out of that alive. We are, wait. Before I go very far, we need 3 souls to get an upgrade. So don't be surprised if in a second. Oh, he's immune to arrow shots. Is he immune to bomb shots? I actually don't know. Okay. I have 607 rather. Let's go back. sorry, not sorry, but we can get an upgrade. And the doors... Oops, this isn't... this isn't the way home. What have I done? Ouch. I mean, it's extra souls. I'm fine for it. We're gonna get our health back when we go home. How did I already get lost? Home is this way, isn't it? No, that's the ladder. Yeah, Banana Split Blizzard. Really good. So, Patigan remembers mentioning Payday 3 Beta had a leveling bug. It got fixed last night, so I'm level 12 now, and it basically counted all the stuff I did while it was bugged out. That's super cool, Patigan. The fact that, like, you are retroactively credited for all of that work. There we go. Okay. Oh. I'm sorry, sir. I really want your soul. You only have the one, but... No, he had two. He had double soul. I'll take that. It feels a bit like picking up a penny off the ground, but 100 pennies is still $1. So that much closer to a Banana Split Blizzard. Okay, so this time we'll do Dexterity. Yes. Okay, and our next upgrade opens up at 800. So 800, I'm just letting you know, it'll be Strength. I really like doing maximum damage with the attacks wherever possible. I do not remember right at this moment if I spoke about the soundtrack in Dying Light at the end. You know, during the credits, we'll often talk a bit about, well, shit. Like things that really stuck out. But you wouldn't think it based on like the type of game that it is. What's it called? Dying Light 2 has like an amazing soundtrack at points. Like some of the story missions just have these like killer soundtracks that, as far as I know, were all made specifically for the game. Oh, right. Oh, wait, why did he take damage from that? I thought... Okay. I do not know why he didn't take damage the last time that I shot him with an arrow. Anyway, what suddenly brought up the Dying Light 2 soundtrack is that I really like the soundtrack in this as well. Okay, asshole. I never saw it coming, you guys. The wizard here did not see it. So... what's even responsible here? Like, I can't go forward. No, that room is gonna kill me. So, rather than die, let's go back. It shouldn't take long. Don't like dying. Was there anything over here? Do we have any reason to believe that we have healing here? I honestly don't know. Really rather walk a bit than get dead. I will say, I really do miss the third swipe on the sword. And yes, I know that I'm not currently going the same way as I did before. Okay, there was another healing here. You know what? Screw it. Let's consume. Don't expect to be back this way promptly. So, also, I don't know, but I think that don't the healing leaves recharge? They regenerate when you go through the door. You go back to home office. All the enemies respawn, but then it's sort of your healing things. Wow, I dodged directly into that. I could have stood still, taken no action, and been better off. Now, at long last, we might be onto something new. Yeah, the strawberry shortcake blizzard is not something that, like, just to hear it described, I'd be like, oh, that's good. It's really good, you guys. It really is. It's not only the strawberry, like the little pieces of like actual strawberry in there. Fucking donkey, stop it. I apparently have no answer for this guy at close range. What I need to do is stand back from him and pelt him with my own arrows or my own bombs. Wow, that was extremely embarrassing. I'm accustomed to, like, TTRPG rules that say that you can't shoot your bow very well at somebody who's standing right in front of you. That donkey did not learn that lesson. He's not adhering to rules as written. He had no trouble shooting me point blank with his bow 3 times in a row. Okay, well, whatever gets you dead, buddy. Hello to Samalander, who asks, is it the 19th yet? What happens on the 19th? Is that what's on the 19th? I feel like I should know this? The big things that I knew that Samalander was, like, interested in, like, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, but that's already out. That's not happening on the 19th. The next D&D. Oh, your next D&D. I don't think so, Samalander. Although as DM, you might be able to schedule, you might be able to talk with the person running the game and get it moved up. Samalander, how was D&D? Like, that happened a bit ago, yeah? Okay, I don't know what to do about this guy. I'm out of arrows now. Damn it to hell, dude. So here's the thing. If I go back and go through the door, he respawns. Look. Okay, so there's a healing thing right there. All I have to do is not die from here to there. God damn it. No, everybody leave me alone. Consume! Okay. It's like these guys, it's the panic of it where you're like, well, I've handled a lot of these guys without ever taking not without ever taking damage, but like without taking damage. But then the one time you can't afford to take damage, that's when they're gonna plug you. Because you get, at least I get sloppy about it or whatever. Okay. Jab is asking if you can turn down the music. Probably take it down a little bit. It doesn't have a lot of degrees of gradation. Where we'll have more control, let me try taking it down at least a little bit right here. Let's take it down. That's too small of a change. Let's try it right there. Let's see how we feel about it there. So that should be a little bit lighter on... Okay, so this is lower. How do you guys feel about it here? Maybe one more step. Okay, so here's what we'll do then. Let's do like an actual step here, because that would have taken down everything. We're going to do this. Boink. And then we'll actually tune down the music a bit. Okay, so music has now been taken down in the game by 1 point. Let's see how we feel about that. And then we can further tweak it in the streaming software as well. See, this guy has a faster attack pattern than I think he does. He gets me. One more. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's do this again. I'll take this down to about there. Okay, so now we've done both things. We've taken it down in the game and also in the streaming software. Jab is also saying that Dairy Queens are year-round there. Yeah, at least the ones closest to us, the ones that are like within like... I swear to God. I can get there. Like it's not an absurd drive to get there. They're open basically from, let's say, late May until like the end of August, maybe Labor Day or whatever happens in September. That's Labor Day, yeah? Yes. Yeah, Memorial Day happens in May. Those two I tend to get just confused which happens at which point of the year. Sam Lander saying that the music is better now. I will make a note of these settings. So we will use them from here on out. Son of a bitch. I could have gone left and I could have gone right. I actually really only could have gone right, because left would have taken me off the thing. Off the edge. All right. Come on. Like, when I say come on, that's... Okay. I'm just gonna go find a snack here. No, that's more enemies. There's a healing plant nearby. I don't remember where it is relative to where I'm standing. This guy? Yes, it is. All right, let's eat this. Maybe take out the fire throwers first, if I can. Damn it. No, leave me alone with that. I might switch back to the sword. It feels like a completely even trade-off, except it just feels satisfying to hit something 3 times instead of 2. So, Samlander, by the way, where would you say that you are in the Horizon Forbidden West DLC? I have no explanation for it. I'm just going to press ahead. Okay. Sam Lunar says nearly done, he thinks, and then it'll be on to Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3... Okay. That little guy jumped immediately into the ocean. Or into the swamp, or whatever this is. Now, Samalander, will you be playing with Twitch integration so that people can see, like, your characters and quests? And will you be allowing people to vote on, like, dialogue options and stuff? These are all things to consider. I think maybe next death will be when I switch back to the sword. At least give it a shot, because it's been a while now that we've been using the hammer. And the hammer's fine. Okay, so yeah, so Samalander, yes, there is Twitch integration with Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know to the extent of, like, voting on dialogue options in terms of, like, are you beholden to it, or is it just fun to see what people would want you to do? However, at its most primitive level, the Twitch integration allows people to, like, inspect your characters, so they can see their level, they can see their feats and stuff like that, and I think also see your journal, your quest log, so that they would basically know what's up. That, I think, is that seems like a real innovation, because that way if somebody misses something, or like, oh, I wonder what part of the story is in, they can, you know, see that information. I suspect people will still ask, which I think is fine. I just could not process which way to go to not get hit by that. Oh, shit! I didn't know that the bombs blew up those platforms. I saw a platform blow up earlier. I didn't know that that's what did it. Okay, I should probably stop doing that then. So how do I... That will regenerate it, okay. So I don't want to get hit by this guy. Hold on, let me just charge up my magic all the way. So wait for them to release their arrows. Okay. I was about to despair because I can't, you know, oh no, I can't do that ladder, except the switch was right there on screen. Yes, I actually think that I will plant a seed. Thank you. Okay, I don't like these donkey guys. So let's take out the topmost guy first. Do that relatively safely. Now, I want to get my magic back if I can, so we're going to go do that. And then, even bombs don't take these guys out very quickly. Oh, I didn't even look at the guy over there. Yeah, hold on, let me take out this dude. Okay, that sucks. I mean, I'm going to go back and deal with them. I'd love to get my magic back, if possible. Okay, well, you're going to have to come down here. Hey, can I just blow the water out from under him? Hey, come over here. Yeah, now that I know how that works, it's pretty cool. Okay, I don't... Don't hit me multiple times. I feel bad enough about getting hit once, damn it. Okay, well now basically I'm a slight splash in the water away from getting... there's more dudes. Was there anything over here? Oh, there's a seed. Pick that up. I gotta say, I'm not feeling my odds here. Like, to the point of thinking, have I unlocked a shortcut that'll make it faster to get back here? And, like, legitimately not sure, because I can't get up there currently. Let this guy shoot. Okay, well clearly that's some sort of shortcut, right? Because now I've been here. We can see the corpses of my previous visit. That means that I don't 100% know where I haven't been yet. We've cleared a path back here. I can't get up and over there. There is a little, like, porthole here, but no, we can't go that way. Sam Linder made a very interesting comment at the end of the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie, where he said that he hopes that any future movies, if they do any follow-ups, would be a completely different party, totally different cast. And that's more or less the direction that they did with the previous series of Dungeons & Dragons movies. Like, the Thora Birch, Jeremy Irons movie was the first, but then every subsequent movie had, like, completely different people in it. Well, see, I'm a big coward right now. And there was no, as far as I know, absolutely no relation from one movie to the next. I probably should use Fire Blast on these guys if they're going to stand up in a nice line. Really like one thing I can hit with my hammer. And I know that you're thinking, why not just reflect it back at him? This guy had a horrible death. Oh my god. It looks like he got skewered by a very long pike in the head and then stretched out on a rack. Okay, well, no, I can't. Look at this guy. He's not even a regular Hammer Brother. He's the gold Hammer Brother. Yeah. Does he sink? Hold on, he's going down very slowly. He did the whole Terminator. So Samlin is saying people have been suggesting same actors but new characters. I would be fine with more time with those characters. I would be fine if, like, I think it'd be really interesting, actually, if Dungeons & Dragons became, like, an anthology movie series which had different actors, you know, coming in to have some fun time in fantasy world. Having the same actors play different characters, I don't know that audiences would go for that. I don't know that I would go for that. I feel like it would be really disorienting. I feel like it'd be, like, needlessly confusing. Just immediately. I really didn't think it was going to hit me. Otherwise, I would have done a roll. I thought I was out of its path. Sam Linder feels like those characters had their story. Yeah, I think there's an interesting case to be made for that. It just, that aspect of it hadn't really occurred to me after watching it. I was just like, oh, I hope they do more with these characters. Like, I think specifically what it is for me is Chris Pine's character had his story. And similar to how, like, Critical Role then goes ahead after, like, what is called the White Run? Is that the Whitefield? Whatever the name of that first story arc that was covered in the animated series, then they did other stories about other characters, other members of the party. So that's sort of what I had thought, like have more time with, I don't want to say a lot about the movie here, but like some of the other characters that I feel like there's space for them now. Like, there's hints of things that happen. There's, you know, these characters have a reason to come along in the story, but their tales are not told in that movie. Okay, I'm not using the right ability. So he seemed to flinch when I did the heavy attack. Like it knocked the arrow out of its, you know, ready up position. Okay. But, like, even as we say that, it's like, I understand that when Chris Pine is in a Dungeons & Dragons movie, he's not playing James T. Kirk. Like, we're accustomed to seeing actors play different characters in different roles all the time, so what would be the difference in this one? And I feel like, to me, the answer is having a movie called Dungeons & Dragons in which, like, Chris Pine is playing a different character. Probably dressed differently, but, like, Chris Pine... I feel like there'd be, like... I feel like it would be disorienting. There are actors in our lifetimes that could pull it off. Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh, I'm out of magic stuff. Okay. This would be fine. Oh, I had said after the last death I was going to switch back to the sword. Let's switch back to sword. There we go. I actually like the last plan. Yeah, fuck that guy. It would be amazing, by the way, if he gave a big thumbs up on his way down. You got me. Ah. Okay, I just got to figure out, again, how to regenerate this walkway. It's right here. Whiterun, said Sam Leonard. That was the name of the first... That was the name of the original story arc that was then covered in the Critical Role animated series. By the way, Sam Leonard, do you know we still haven't watched season 2? Oh, we gotta make a date to do that. right. Little by little, progress is made. Progress has occurred. You know what? Why the hell not? Nope. Shit. I really thought it was going to hit me. Okay, I don't know what plane he was on that, like, apparently higher or lower or whatever, just couldn't hit him. Okay, maybe not the time to have charged that as an attack. Shit! I just straight into the water. Nope. I went to do the flame shot. I was actually thinking that because some of those boards are made of wood, maybe that would burn them. Probably not, since we haven't seen any way to regenerate them. But no, I just didn't get past the arrow. Sam Leonard did a free trial of Prime so we could watch everything that was out about a month ago. Okay, so you're actually caught up. Yeah. We have not seen Season 2 yet. Oh, God damn it. Oh, I think that when the hammer reflects the shots, because remember that before, reflecting the shots was killing those guys in one hit. The sword requires two. Interesting. I do not know that this is the correct way. Well, I guess it is now. This feels like the correct way, because that was the shortcut that we opened up last time. Plant seed. I'd like to have it ready for when I take one more hit. I don't know where he goes, like, that I can't hit him. Shit. Okay, I guess more dudes then. Sure, why not? Where am I? Oh, it locked me in. Hold on. Nope. Because, yeah, I was straight up ready to run. Ready to flee. Don't shoot your arrow at me. Hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. Similar says there's a new... Wait, is there really? Of Critical Role, there's a new season this month? I've heard nothing about that, Samalander. I had no idea. I knew that like Critical Role as a like a live action actual play or whatever they call it was going to continue through the writers' strike and the actors' strike, because that's like owned by them. It's not like a studio thing. But I had no idea about any other like animated thing that was coming out. I gotta make a note that we're gonna have to write down. Finally, checkpoint. That was an adventure. We're gonna get our health back. I'm halfway to another upgrade point. Throne of the Frog King. I don't feel good about my performance. We made it, but I feel like it probably should have made it better. I'm gonna switch back to the Thunder Hammer. By the way, does it say anything else? Nope. No. I feel like we got the Thunder Hammer here. We want to be making use of it.
Oi, Crooked Crow! Clearly my grunts have failed to teach you a lesson, so I'll have to do it myself. After I'm done with you, I'll use your feathers to buff me armor and make it all shiny. I'll be the most handsome creature under the shadow of the door, alright? Squishy time!
Lord of his domain, ruler of all he surveys, champion of the people, keeper of the fires. Oh, it's first of his name. So, oh, I can't read all this. This is basically becomes an eye test. Oh, we have to hit him in the back. His armor. The binds that hold his armor on. Okay, that looks like it might have been the last set. Hold on. I don't know what this means. Sorry about the lack of conversation. I'm encountering this boss for the very first time, and I don't want to get dead. If I can avoid it. Nope. Go back. Can you? Shit. Okay. Oh, that did not... Oh, boy. I really screwed up now. Because I didn't hit his mace, it didn't regenerate the floor tiles. I don't... So it seems like I just have to sit here for a second. I don't seem to have lots of options to hit him at that point. sort of hang out up here. I feel like bomb magic would be a really helpful thing to like hit him with, but it takes a while to charge up. I guess I could start it right now and then hit him with it. Does that help? Like when he does the big sucky move where he's like trying to suck in like, and he gets like all the floor tiles and stuff, that feels like a great opportunity to like throw a bomb at him because he would eat that, what, right? But oops, hold on. I missed it again. I'm gonna have very few places to stand in a second. Samlander, thank you very much for the Jeremy. First try. I feel pretty good about that. Many deaths getting there, but none in the actual fight. I will credit that, by the way, to he had his first form, and then he sort of mixed it up a little bit, but was just sort of doing the same thing in the exact same pattern over and over again. So he felt easier to me than the Bottle Witch. Anyway, we gather here today to mourn the passing of the Frog King. A bold and fearless leader, he was persecuted for a simple desire to place all the forests under his rule, and occasionally his bottom. His reign is ended, and his absence will be felt across the swamp. Bow your head in remembrance, pay your last respects. His time in this world is over. It's not an open casket funeral, it's just an open funeral. I still can't hit him. And he had no one to love him the way the Witch Queen did. Some will be pleased the king is dead, but a life is a life, and in death we are all unified. Hold on, before we go to what I assume is the next place, and just look around here. Was this where the Urn Queen was? Ceramic Sorceress was one of the nicknames that she had. Oh, hi. I found a giant arrowhead. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these. Yeah, even the small ones really hurt a lot. Don't ask me how I know. The donkey's just repeatedly shooting me in the face and I can't stop it. Okay, we're headed back, I assume. Let me just see exactly where this location is. Flooded Fortress. Okay. Well, I feel like we can go back. When we get the giant thing... Yeah! Okay, I've got enough points now to do an upgrade. And it's going to be strength. I'm just going to completely rob us of any narrative tension whatsoever. Any dramatic tension. I would. Strength, please. Okay, so after 800, then yeah, it's 1,000. I'll tell you this, if I somehow wind up with 1,000 souls, I might straight up get strength again, just because it's so good. Now, I do want to look around outside this tomb, just in case there's something else that I should do, but otherwise we're going to go see the Crow Father at the Spirit Door. Yeah, no, this is just the level that we went through to get here. Okay. Let's go back to the Crow at Death's Door, and he will tell us to go west, but Importantly, he'll show me what it looks like, so I will be able to find it a lot more easily. And we already, at the end of the last episode, we already like went around this area and picked up the stuff that we could with the bomb key. I don't know why I call it a bomb key in my head. Okay, it is the Lost Cemetery, I think is where we want to go. Let's switch back to the sword for this part. So this weekend we did finally get a chance to see Thor: Love and Thunder, which is the 4th Thor movie, because it was Thor, The Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, and now Thor: Love and... I literally just said what it is. Love and Thunder, yes? It's an interesting movie, and it's... I was thinking before coming live here, I don't know that I can say anything about it that isn't a major spoiler. It's one of those things that it's like, I have extremely specific feedback, but to talk about what it is or isn't is too much of a spoiler, I feel. You've certainly been keeping me busy. However, it's nice to have something to focus on. Sending the dead on their journey may seem like a depressing task, but it gives me a sense of purpose. Does he say anything different on a reroll? No. Okay. Can't get in there yet. We're just finding our way back to the death's door. It always takes me a second. On the whole, I like the movie. I liked it better than Thor 2, for example. I like most things better than Thor 2. I have thoughts on specific writing elements that I think could have made it substantially better. And if you are currently thinking in your head of the criticisms that some people wanted to levy against the movie, it is very unlikely that what I'm thinking is what they were thinking. In other words, if the word woke is currently entering your mind as like a pejorative in this case, like an insult, no. Literally no idea what those people are talking about. However, I guess what I can say, like in a non-spoiler way, like seriously no spoilers, I felt like the movie veered too much into like jokiness in a way that didn't serve it well. I very, very much appreciated the humor in Thor Ragnarok and thought it played really well. The humor in Thor: Love and Thunder went too far. It reminded me, frankly, of things I didn't like about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where it feels like there's too much of a focus on being funny in a way that then serves to undercut some of the more dramatic things that they're attempting to do, and by the way, do well. Like, there's really good things. There's really good things in this movie. Like, things I really, really, really like. And then it sometimes feels like it's being undercut by just, like, it's too jokey in a way that really doesn't serve the narrative.
I don't remember this guy's voice.
Another astounding victory. I am impressed by your courage and vigor, fledgling. Once again, I reiterate, I have been stuck here for such a long time and accomplished so little in comparison to you. You have given this old crow hope for the first time in many, many years. Just one more giant soul and we can open death's door. Look over there, it looks a bit like a key, even though it doesn't. I suggest you head west. Atop the mountain, you will meet an ancient beast of untold years. Good. That's all the advice I have. Go away now.
Jav thought it was so bad that he quit it. Again, it would be interesting to learn more about that. But, like, I trust that I have specific... I mean... I don't really have to talk about the plot at all to say the things I didn't like. While I'm trying to find my way to the west here, a specific thing about, like, the humor is that sometimes it feels like the movie is setting up like a big action scene. Like, here's a big threat, and then I don't remember what's in here. Then the characters will literally stand around talking in a way that betrays any sense of threat from what's going on. So if the characters aren't threatened or bothered by what's going on around them, why should I as a viewer be? It feels... I don't remember doing this if I've already done this. Oh, well, I don't think I've done this. Here's a great example. When humor was used in Thor Ragnarok, it was specifically to communicate, I don't know what this means. What is this? I can't move? Okay, I gotta watch his backswing attack. When humor was used in Thor Ragnarok, it was used for the express purpose of communicating to the audience that Thor felt entirely unthreatened by this circumstance, whether he should have or not. And that's what made it work. It was, Thor's been around the block a few times. He knows that he can get out of this. And more importantly, he knows how he's going to get out of this. Hold on. And so the humor worked well in that case. In Thor Love and Thunder, the humor is used at periods in time when other people are in danger. Other people are fighting for their lives. They're not Thor, right? And that was just incredibly sloppy. So it sort of feels like Thor should be motivated not by his own... Yes, I will retry. Not by his own, bravado, but by a desire to help others. And it just doesn't seem to be a very high priority for him because he's sort of, dealing with his own stuff. Oh, and you know what? I feel like this guy would actually be a better target for the hammer because I only have 1 or 2 hits on him, so let's make him count. So when there's a fight scene going on and everyone else in frame is being threatened and potentially getting injured and losing things that are important to them, and Thor's sort of having a chat about his health insurance or whatever. I don't want to give away very much, but it's Thor, can you have this conversation later? Like at almost any other time aside from right now. That doesn't do well by the dramatic tension for the scene. It's the main character doesn't care about this fight, so I guess I don't either. And that at that point, what are the stakes of this scene supposed to be? And then you just heard things that I don't like about it. Then you've got some really, really, really likable things that are happening in the main story, and that's what sucks, because that's what I want to then talk about. These other elements that to talk about would give away a lot, and I don't want to do that. Well, sorry, I don't want to do that outside of me pausing the game and here's what I have to say about Thor Ragnarok. I want to be very careful not to spoil it for people who want to see it and haven't. Okay, I really didn't think that was coming my direction until I stepped too close. Did he jump at me because I fired the arrow, or only when I fired? Was that happenstance, or does he respond to the arrow firing by doing a leap attack? Hold on. Jad was saying I would not say that wokeness was why I quit watching it. Way too many jokes. Yeah, and honestly, I did not think it was good. Oh, yeah, no, there are elements to Thor Ragnarok. Shit. There are elements of Thor Ragnarok that it's very easy for me to say, this seems silly. There's a real argument to be made for somebody to watch, sorry, I said Ragnarok again. Love and Thunder. On the topic of Love and Thunder specifically, I can very easily imagine somebody watching this movie and saying, this feels trite and silly. It feels non-serious. It feels like it's kind of a big joke. And I would agree the movie threatens to fall into that category, and then there are some really dramatic tonal swings in Thor Ragnarok that feel out of place. Again, I keep saying Ragnarok. Let's take it as an article of faith that right now if I say Ragnarok, I mean Love and Thunder. Ragnarok was an awesome movie. I really liked it. And it was like, as far as I know, these two movies were written and directed by the same people. And it feels a little bit like Love and Thunder fell victim to that common mistake that will sometimes happen, where they felt the need to up the ante, to do everything but more. And sometimes more isn't right. Sometimes more isn't what you want. Shit. Yeah, that I saw it coming after I did the dodge roll. Hey, we've got 3 fire spheres. I mean, this feels like further than I've been. Okay, and no, that answers the question. Yeah, firing the arrow itself does not generate the... I don't know, honestly, how to deal with this. I don't know. I can hit him. I can get in and hit him. What I can't figure out is how to get back out without getting hit again. Nope. Okay, so I think what I'm discovering is that there's a safe zone in close to him, which I haven't been accounting for. But being close to him really puts me at risk to just have his flame scepter thrown in my face. He's got that vicious backswing attack that just gets you wherever you are. Okay, so I should not shoot arrows at him when I'm small, because if it wasn't clear, when, like, Ed here, the crow, has... When he's like that, he's got that symbol around his feet, and he's small, you can't dodge roll. Like this, right now, I cannot... Oh, you can break out of it early! Okay, that's another thing I didn't know. That'll probably help. I thought it was just a curse. I just thought you had to wait it out. But no, the comment about wokeness was about the response that I saw on the website formerly known as Twitter.com, where people lost their damn minds over this movie. And having seen it, what the hell are any of you talking about? And again, I can't address this directly because I don't want to spoil it right now. But we gotta do like a pause, and I'm gonna share some thoughts on this because holy shit. Oh boy. Oh, break you free. Okay. All I'm saying is that apparently we have now reached an era of film discourse where to even have a woman present in the movie qualifies as some sort of woke crime or something. It's so ridiculous now. And by now, I mean, whenever this movie came out, wasn't this last year? When did this movie come out? I feel like Love and Thunder was 2022. Hold on. This is a case that I've made in the past. If you don't like something, there's often a case to be made for why you don't like it, up to and including it just wasn't made for me. That's fine. You know, not everybody's gonna like everything. Of the Jordan Peele movies, it is Jordan Peele, right? Hold on. Who did Get Out, Us, and then Nope? That's Jordan Peele, right? I'm very worried that I'm saying the wrong name right now. Of the 3 of them, I thought that Us it was very, very tense in terms of the way that it was made. Like, it's an extremely well-made movie. the actual story, by the time that I got to the end of it, I didn't care for it that much. Not as much as like the other two. Get Out and Nope were both like very good movies, and also, by the way, expertly made. So of the three, Us was the one that worked for me the least. I can talk about why I thought that was, but I guarantee you it had nothing to do with, quote, woke or not. It had to do with, like, I don't know how to get past these three. It's like I need to bait him into standing still for a second so that I can't get past these three. No. It's like I said, I can get in and hit him. I can't get back out of that triple flame. There's got to be a way to do this. There's got to be a better... I mean, what I mean is that, like, right now, I should have the tools to do this. It's not like I'm supposed to come back later, I don't think. Jab can't think of one redeeming thing in the movie. Maybe there was something, but it just got buried in the shit. Again, I would like to discuss that, but it gets into like the story and the performances of characters and actors that people may not know were in the movie, because I didn't know what all was happening in the movie. Hold on. I have to confess, I don't know when he does his backswing. I don't know when that's telegraphed. Also, maybe we try the bomb attack. If I'm only going to get to hit him every once in a while... Here's the part that I can't do. Nope. I mean, I can say this about like a redeeming quality in the movie, and this has been true. Again, actually, I was going to say that this is true of all the Thor movies, but it really wasn't true in the Dark World. The like Marvel, like the Asgard of it looks great. You know, like the visual design. That was the thing that really struck me about the first Thor movie. The design of... Oh, we did it! Apparently that's how close I was every single time. The design of Asgard just looks great. And that definitely follows through into this. A silent servant has been vanquished and the soul power added to yours. Your fireball spell now burns enemies for extra damage over time. I'm extremely glad that I came in here. I did not know that I could get power-ups for my thing. I don't really feel like I need to plant a seed there. Are there more mysteries in this crypt? Oh, Oofives, thank you very much. Oofives, I hope that you're also having a nice sun Saturday. Wow. I really need to not fast forward through the weekend. Today is Saturday. Okay. This is not a thing. Here's the thing. So that ancient silent servant, whatever it was called, was marked with the flame spell. I've not fought anyone who's marked with the bow spell or the bomb spell, which makes me believe that there's at least two more of these guys. I don't know where I would go to fight them, because I didn't know that that guy was in here. Maybe we should burn off some of these. Oh, no. I thought that was a statue underneath that. Let's take a closer look around, because I want to see if we've got any more of those. And by the way, what I'm saying here about the visual design, it's separate from the special effects. I mean, the special effects were really great, but this is the artistry that went into showing this is what this otherworldly space pantheon looks like, and sort of their architecture and their design sensibilities. And I thought that stuff was pretty cool. And I generally have in all of the in a lot of the Thor movies. It's got, like, Asgard has this, like, seriously way over-designed element to it, where it's just, like, everything is so fancy that it's like, yeah, I could believe that a group of people that believe themselves to be gods or the descendants of gods would deck out their place like this. I don't immediately see anything else in here that is something like a special challenge or something. By the way, what specifically was this marked as? The Urn Witch's Mansion. So if there was a flame challenge on the way to the Urn Witch's Mansion, hey, maybe there's a different challenge on the way to the Frog King's Kingdom. Let's go look, because an upgrade that allows you to burn your enemies with the flame spell, like do damage over time, feels like something I'm glad that I have. We still don't have the teleport spell, so... That's the summit. And this is to the overgrown ruins, yeah. Oh, yeah, like that door right there. It could be something like this. Hold on. Yes! Awesome. Okay, so we have a bomb challenge. I honest to God don't know why I would plant that there, because if we respawn in here, we get all our lives back, so why would I spend the seed? Yeah, as Jab says, they certainly had the time to overbuild stuff. Now, this just raises the question about, like, where do we think the bow challenge is? Okay. Thank God I figured out that you could break free of that curse. Okay, I guess I'll just eat 2 hits on that. Fine. I was doing relatively well until I tried to shoot an arrow at him, so maybe I'll just continue to, nope! Shut me up. In that specific way, like, the design of Asgard reminded me of the design of the human civilization in the World of Warcraft movie, where it's just like, it's so ridiculous, the way that their spells even look. Like, everything is, like, dialed up to the nines with it. There's nothing utilitarian at all, like, in the whole world, because all they've had time to do, all they've had time to do is build architecture, like engage in art. There's been no meaningful conflict in this world up until the orcs show up. Jesus Christ. That was probably my favorite aspect of the World of Warcraft movie. And it's, by the way, like, pretty true to the artwork of the games as well. It just plays differently in live action. And by the way, the orcs are extremely utilitarian. Like, that was a great way to communicate, like, a major cultural differences between these two civilizations. The orcs have had to fight for absolutely everything they've ever had. Every scrap of food they take is something that they've had to hunt and kill for, whereas the humans are just like in like an era of like 1,000 years of prosperity. Yeah, this guy really dislikes it if you shoot the arrow at him. Ow! Oh no! Ugh. To do something with my knowledge of how to like bait him to a specific part of the screen, but he seems equally dangerous no matter where he stands in the circle square. Nope. Okay. I did not come into this stream expecting to do like these optional boss battles, but I feel like they're worth our time. Wow, okay. I tried to dodge that and failed. That I didn't try to dodge, I just didn't see it coming. All right. I wonder what the upgrade would be if I was to guess a larger explosion radius on the bomb. That'd be my guess. If fire burns over time, then the bombs go boom bigger. But we'll find out for sure. Awesome. Great dodge there. Sweet if he took damage from his own bombs. I recognized my mistake the moment after it was made. And that one I didn't see coming. Oh, Haseo! Haseo, thank you so much for the raid. Haseo, it was Dave the Diver today, wasn't it? How did that go? What did you? How are you? Have you now reached the point in Dave the Diver where you had been playing in solo mode? I heard they add I heard that game's got a lot going on as you go further into it. Just they absolutely said. There's a lot of genres out there. Let's have them all. I've always wondered, how does word about something like Dave the Diver get out? That game seemed to launch and be an immediate hit. But, who was the first person who played it and was like, oh, there's a lot more here than you'd think? So I'm making a recognizable set of mistakes every time, and what I'm not yet sure of is how to stop making them. Shit. Well, I mean, don't roll off the edge is a pretty easy one that should be resolvable. Nope. So it's... I feel like the last 5 times that I've died, it's been the strike followed by the backswing that I get hit every time. Haseo says that he's very close to how far he'd gotten on the off-stream. I love the fact that you're replaying it on-stream. Hello to Jägermeister, and hello to everybody raiding over with Caroluna. Caroluna, I need to do some shout-outs, so at the risk of introducing some weirdness, let's do a shout-out. Twitch has been weird today, you guys, so let's try this. Mr. Haseo Ryu, and we'll do a shout-out for Caroluna, and we'll do a shout-out for Sam Melander, who's also been here, and a shout out for Patikin. Oh, Patikin, were you doing shout outs? I didn't see. Patikin, thank you very much for doing shout outs. For everybody coming in from Caroluna, we are doing an optional boss because I found out by accident that that defeating this guy will give us some sort of a bomb upgrade, and I don't know what it is. Caroluna, I hope that you've had a wonderful Saturday so far. If at some point I wish you a happy Sunday, it's because apparently I'm confused in my head about what day it is. I'm the little crow guy. The big glowy head guy is the dude that we're trying to beat, and he likes to shoot artillery. The artillery is not difficult to dodge. Apparently everything else that he does is. And when we get that little symbol around my feet, that's like a curse that makes Ed the Crow be very small, and he cannot dodge or attack. Well, can't do a melee attack, but I can tap a button to like break out of it, and that causes the symbol to like pop and break. So that is me tapping any button. Carolyn, I hope you had a great time with your stream today. Sorry that I can't see very much of chat right at the moment. Okay, but move though. Stick and move. Yep. Okay, so now I've completely lost it. We were going fine until I decided to try to win. Okay, he's smarter with the bombs, or leading me a little bit? I'm not going to try to shoot him with the bow. He's going to do the jump attack and get me. Don't go off the edge, please. Okay, thank God. I was like, we're so close. A silent servant has been vanquished and their soul power has been added to yours. The bomb spell now no longer damages you, only your foes. I didn't know it could damage me. Hooray! I guess. My brain did a... Wait, what? It's 2 a.m. already? Man, time flies. Says, Caroluna. So, I could plant this seed, or I could just go... Well, you know what? Let's plant... I don't want to die when I walk out of here. That feels really embarrassing. So, there is one question, though. There's a bow boss that I don't know anything about. Wow, I... apparently have never walked this path, because that was just 100 souls right there. Yeah, I didn't realize that the bomb spell could also damage me. So, there we go. I missed one a few lines above. Hold on, let's look. Caroluna is saying that he's very tired. Now that I see that the time was not, in fact, closing in on 2 a.m. The stream was closing on 2 hours. Oh. So Carolina's like, Wow, it doesn't feel like 2 a.m., but was looking at the timer. I can't say that I've done that one yet, Caroluna, but I assume it's coming. That particular moment of streamer confusion. I feel like it's a rite of passage to spend a significant amount of time streaming with the mic muted. Streaming with no game audio at all. Done that one. Always feels really good. I've not yet been the... looking at the stream time and be like, oh my god, is that the time of day? Wow. 1 a.m., I'd better get out of here. Jägermeister saying the bow boss, B-E-A-U, sounds a bit effeminate. Well, I will take this person on and plunder them for their secret upgrade, if I can find them. So switch back to the... I feel like the hammer is very well suited for enemies that you can only, like, dash in on very quickly. Jägermeister says that he did both audio fumbles immediately upon his Twitch return. Okay, now hold on. That lever hasn't been pulled. Right? I don't know what that did. It did something. I don't know what it did. Did it lower this? I feel like we would have seen that happen. We can't go up there yet because that's what I call a teleportation dial. I don't actually know what it is, but it seems that way based on how they're presented in the world. We already got the key off of that thing. And then this goes up to Crowfather. Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe it's past Crowfather. No, that's Death's Door. It did to yourself. It did exactly that, said Jägermeister. Okay, I did not see it. Thank you for that, Jägermeister. Because I heard something happen, but didn't see it happen at all. Why to read? Ernwitch's Mansion. So that's where we found the flame fight. And then the bomb fight we found on the way to the part in the west. Or sorry, in the east. Maybe I should continue heading west. Maybe that's the key. Maybe we'll find the bow challenge over there. There must have been an orb up here at some previous point that we got. The other topic of conversation for everybody rating over was we were talking a little bit about Thor, Love and Thunder, a movie that we watched this weekend, and I enjoyed quite a bit, and also have some feedback on things that I didn't think worked to the movie's benefit. Mostly it's not like the humor itself is bad, it's the timing of the humor relative to like everything else that's going on. The movie seems to say that it's not to be taken seriously with the timing of when the characters decide to get jokey, and I just don't know. I sort of said my piece on this earlier, and I want to be careful against like, so we can definitely do this, repeating, but that's been a topic as we've been going on. The Jägermeister noticed the portcullis on your way by, and then down afterwards. Okay. He is more observant than I am. Patigan says, I don't think I can make that mistake anymore with muted mic. It's muted. I see a red light right in front of my face. Patigan, when this mic here is muted, there's a red light right in my face that's blinking, and I've still straight up missed it. It's a red light facing me that is blinking, and I have still sat here and talked for minutes at a time with it muted. It feels real bad. Okay, so we got another healing seed. I'm down to 7. Now, hold on just a second. This sort of shook as I went by. Are we supposed to learn anything about these? No. But yeah, for both Caroluna and for... Okay, we'll see. I want that thing, that plate or hat or whatever it is. For both of you, I hope that you had a wonderful stream. Like, how did it go? Okay. I'm seeing a lot of the Ankhs, or the crosses, I guess. None of them are Ankhs. This is an Ankh. I'm seeing a lot of these around, so I think this is going to be the power that we unlock next, would be my guess. I think next up on sort of the Disney watch list would be I Am Groot, the series, which I did not know was a series. I've never heard anyone anywhere say anything about it, which actually bodes worse than if I'd seen a lot of negative feedback from people who really desperately want to be like clickbait famous. So, like, I'll be very interested to learn what I Am Groot is, but apparently it's a series. Apparently it's on Disney Plus, and I've never known a single human being that acknowledged its existence. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, hello again, Beakface. How goes your adventure? I'd like to stop by the stranded sailor to refresh my stocks of Jefferson's delicious soup. He's an odd fellow, but a great chef.
Wait, so his soup isn't generated? I always assumed that his soup... So this guy with the pot for a head literally has a pot for a head, and he's got a big soup in there. I thought the soup was generated by him, like it was his brains or soul or essence or something. It did not occur to me that he was buying the soup someplace to put into his own head. Why would you do that? Like, I don't choose to walk around with my mouth full of water all the time. Just get a big drink from the sink and walk around with that water just held in there. Oh, hello to Dr. Bandit, I'll go with. Dr. Bandit, how are you? Hope you're having a great Saturday. Oh, hold on. Let's open up our door back to the home office. Aside from that, well, hold on. Let me just... It's the Stranded Sailor. That's the name of the door, yeah? It is. Okay, so let's all remember the Stranded Sailors where we come back to. Carolina says, well, I mean, I buy soup and put it into my head all the time. But Carolina, you don't hold it there and then, like, it spills out later. Or at least I hope not. Hello again, little bird. Me come far and wide, see many things. World outside very beautiful. Love, laugh, live. That all grunt want. Here's a mask. You received Grunt's old mask. It seems this grunt is loyal to a new leader now. I wonder if there was something else I was supposed to do to help Pothead, and then he would give me something else. A can of soup. A meal in itself. This way to mountaintops via Castle Lockstone. So I expect that's the way we're meant to go. Let's see if we... Well, yeah, see, I don't have Ankh power. I'm trying this game, and it's driving me crazy. So I just beat the second boss. I have 3 spell powers. Is that further or earlier than where you are? Because if I'm further, I just don't want to spoil anything. And if I'm not as far, then I don't want to be spoiled. But I hope that overall you're enjoying it. If you throw this bomb under the bridge, you can make a hole. Well, I may take a look at that. Well, hello, fellow traveler. Go on, tell all. How's your adventure going? Got any exciting tales I could knock out a song about? Reason being, I'm up in these here mountains seeking inspiration for my next masterpiece. I heard a monster lives up in the mountaintops. Can you believe it? That drunk fella outside the Stranded Sailor says he lost his love to the beast. Fancy that. The way I see it, there's gotta be a heck of an epic ballad waiting for me up ahead. If only I could smash up these blasted rocks blocking the path. Well, we will look at that. At least now I can do it without damaging myself. Read, sure. And that's just the door back. This feels like a particularly complicated place. I just want to make sure, yep, we don't have Ankh powers. Oh, hold on. Ah, Okay, now we can get the logbook or whatever it is. An adventure journal. It is very damp. The pages seem to be stuck together. I remember when, this is many, many, many years ago, I was reading Agatha Christie's Orient Express, Murder on the Orient Express, in the bath. I was taking a bath, and I was reading the book, and I dropped the book, and it went into the water, and all the pages got wet. So I set it aside to dry, and then like it was sort of like ruined, like the pages and whatever. It was just like, eh. So then years later, I returned to it and read it all the way through, and I don't like it. I don't think that it's a book that is overly technical in service of then revealing a plot twist that, frankly, you probably already know. Oh, hold on. Okay, I don't know what that was. Oh, that's our way to recharge bomb power now. We're gonna look for ice crystals. Got it. This game is so amazing that to find some things I had to look up YouTube because otherwise I couldn't go on. I haven't hit any hard, like, I don't know how to proceed, but there is at least one special bonus thing that I could see myself looking up to get the upgrade. I want to look around a little bit more first, though. We'll see if we can find it organically. But yeah, I'm glad that you're having a good time with the game. I'm certainly enjoying it. Let's treat these as though they're like the crates at first. Sorry, Carolyn is clarifying that the soup, or reaffirming that the soup that he puts into his head doesn't spill. He keeps his O-rings in good working order. Okay, so is there any reason not to do this right now? I feel like I'm going to. I hope that this extends a ladder for me to get back up. It does. Nothing else over there. This game, I do not know if you've played it, Dr. Bandit, but I will say this game reminds me a lot of Tunic in terms of its overall combat feel. Tunic has a few other things going on, like a stamina bar, but the overall combat feel and the perspective, the sort of like isometric down. One thing that this game does that Tunic very proudly did not, this game will rotate the camera if it feels like you cannot see something that you're supposed to see. Tunic deliberately does not ever rotate, well, that's not true, it does rotate the camera in certain very highly specific cases, but aside from that, Tunic is very content to let you know that you can't see what's over there, and you're not ever going to, so you'd better be able to remember what's over there. Because otherwise, you might not be able to find your way back. And I liked a lot of things about Tunic, but that particular thing started to wear after a while. Dr. Bandit says in that they never gave me instructions on where to go. So one thing that I found is that if I go back to like Death's Door, the character who I call Crowfather, I don't know why I call him that, he will say, oh, you should go over to the west, and he sort of like shows you what you're looking for. So that has been my waypoint on how to proceed. All right. I'm concerned that there were things outside that I didn't get. I'm just gonna have to make peace with that. Okay. This is how the game is teaching me that this level is probably going to involve blocks that have to be hit in a particular sequence. And then you... Oh. Pull is a brand new thing. At least levers that look like that. But I'd better keep my eyes out for like a lever that does that. Let's open up a gate. And then I do not have enough. I'm going to go through here. This will go to the frozen fortress, I think. How many giant souls have I taken? 2? Oh, I think 2. 2 if you don't count the one that I got at the very beginning of the game and then got stolen by Crowfather, which was like the intro. Then it would be 3 if you want to count that one. Hey again, pal. Hope you don't mind me tagging along. Seems like we'll need to find a way through this old fortress if we want to get up that mountain. Well, I say we, I mean you. I'll just hang around here and work on the lyrics for my next banging tune. Let me know if you find a way up. Toss a coin to your witcher, baby. All right. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip the waitstaff. So there's ways to go. I just want to look around in this room first. The old woman and the frog. Yes, those are the two that I've gotten so far. So if I'm to get lost here, we will do it together. I'm gonna head this way first. Okay, now the question is this a reversible switch? And it is. So, what does this one do? Okay, I think I get it. And then I can shoot that one over there, but I want to hit past these. No, nothing over there. There is another door out of this room. Oh, that was extremely stupid. All right, let's try that again. I can't do anything with this yet. Okay. We'll have to come back later. So reset that so I can... I should have gotten the ice crystals. That's fine. Okay. I see how this is going to go. And they... Shit. Okay. Okay, let me stop here for a second. Ow! If you take a hit, it resets. I really thought that was going to block the beam. I thought that I would be safe there. I should have kept going. Okay. So, Dr. Bandit is sharing a lot of things that haven't happened yet. Dr. Bandit, we're pretty strict no spoilers, no backseating channel. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the game, but I would definitely prefer not to know very much about what's happening coming up. Some of what you're sharing are things that I've sort of surmised from other things in the world, but definitely wouldn't want to know very much about what comes next. Okay, hold on. We should try out the new flame power, by the way. Yeah, that lights him up for a while. Cool. I think especially against bosses, other guys like this that are going to be... Nope. Hold on. I wonder, does he remain on fire when he arrives? Yes, he does. Yeah, that's specifically what I wanted to check for there. Oh, wow. Hold on. Did you guys see that? It zigzagged. It didn't go straight. The flame shot I'm talking about. That is that part of the upgrade, do you think? Or is that, it didn't do that before. I've never seen it, like, arc. Dr. Bandit saying that he didn't consider it a spoiler. Dr. Bandit, it's like, let's start fresh. It's cool. I feel like when you're sort of like joining into a new stream, sometimes you're just coming in fresh and you don't know that much about it. It's perfectly fine. I'd love to have you hang out if like you said that you've encountered some points where you're not sure where to go. Maybe in the play that I'm doing here, it'll be a way to get some of that information without looking it up on YouTube. It's perfectly fine to come in and be like, oh, I didn't realize that was one of the rules. Not a problem. We'll start fresh. Carolyn is saying, lately I've been bombarded with sponsorship opportunities, suddenly 6 available for some weird reason. Of course, Raid Shadow Legends is among them. Don't worry, that's not going to happen. But there's actually one interesting one among them. I've been considering taking a look at the game anyway. May or may not happen. Carolina, give it a shot. You know, why not? It's so cold. Sam Lander says, every time I look at sponsorship opportunities, it's always, hey, play X game for 3 hours and at least 100 or more viewers that are regularly in your channel. I have never seen a sponsorship opportunity. I don't know if they're not coming to my email address and maybe my producers, but I've never been offered one. I'm not especially interested in one. Hold on. Well, hold on. I'm gonna plant this because I really... Well, now, see, hold on. And Dr. Bandit, I don't know if you were aware of this. There's a plant here right now, so I could plant that. Or I could just go through here and get all my health back. I guess the advantage of planting the seed is that, like, the enemies won't respawn. But if the enemies respawn, then I get to kill them again and get more... what's it called? More souls. So, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Okay. Is there anything else here? I'm just looking again to make sure that I didn't miss anything like this, but I don't have... So I was calling it like the hook shot. But one thing that we've worked out from the, like, just the placement of those wrought iron onks is clearly there's going to be something that takes you between those. I don't have that yet, so we're not going to do this. So yeah, we're back to the main chamber then. Those in the, if you hear me reference the teleportation dials, like, we'll see that maybe someplace. Okay, so this just takes me back to the main chamber. Right, and then from here, there's a lot of different ways. So I've gone southwest there. Now we're going to go regular west. So far, this looks like a bunch of stuff that I can't do. I've got a red key for a red door, right? Like, I can't do that, right? And always, there we go. Like, this is what I call a teleportation dial based on their placements around the world. The only thing they can possibly do is open, like, a portal between them. Maybe there's super jumps or whatever, but we'll work that out once we actually get the ability. I feel like when the teleportation dial ability comes up, it'll be a big, like, now go back to every place you've ever been. And I'm probably not going to want to do that, but it does seem like there'll be a lot of incentive. Okay, so I got to remember that I opened up northeast in the main chamber there. Oh, Dr. Bandit. So I had thought that this was a possibility as well, that planting all of the seeds will be like a trophy or an achievement or something. This is actually being played through Epic, I think. So I don't know that they have either of those. I've been mostly hoarding my seeds just in case I ever need them, which I never will. Like, because I feel like there's probably at most one seed per place. But I guess it's just always knowing that I will have a seed if I need one. But I do suspect, I would be surprised if there wasn't an achievement for plant every seed in the game. Ow. I do like it when they decide to just hang out right next to each other. Also, for anybody that's not aware, I have trouble with these hammer guys. And these donkey firing arrow guys. Hold on. Okay, this will be the first gold tier hammer guy that I have to fight without the benefit of just knocking him into a swamp. Okay. I do want to set this guy on fire if I can. Feels like free damage. Okay. What is this crab walk that he's doing? He's going sideways now. All right. That was feeling dicey. I thought that I might fail that. Entombed alongside the old lords. I suppose some would call it an honor. I would call it a tragedy. Those you can pass through using the downward stroke. I did it by mistake. You can get the pink balls. If you attack downwards from a high point, you can enter that kind of manhole. Oh, is that not something that you need an ability for? Okay, because that's not a spoiler. At least I don't think it is. If that's a known gameplay mechanic that you're supposed to work out somehow. So now I'm definitely going to plant this. Because I've been doing this. Hold on. I've been doing this for the whole game and been like, well, that seems like a rather emphatic attack. There seems to be precious few times to actually make use of it. But maybe that's what it was the whole time. Okay, this is definitely a new area with something to read. I think I've done everything in this area that I know about. Well, I guess we could try it here. Okay, that's nothing. I just figured that design was somewhat different than everybody else's. Oh, like this. Well, let's try it. Oh, holy shit, look at that. So, if that was meant to be revealed later in the game, I would feel pretty cross about that. If in the alternative, that was something that was covered previously in the game and I missed it, like there's just one crow who's like, you should remember to do your downward slash. It's a great way to open manhole covers. Then I'd be, because I've been playing the whole game assuming that was coming up. It did not occur to me. You know what those are then? They're not teleportation dials. They are Super Mario Sunshine manhole covers. Because that's exactly what Mario would do in Super Mario Sunshine. He'd do a butt slam down onto the manhole covers, and then it would do that exact thing where it sort of showed like an X-ray of him underground. Here lies Lord Lockstone, the first Lord of Doors to make a deal with death. Their legacy is inestimable, and their reign absolute. A cold ruler concerned with law and order, who consolidated power and would go on to build the foundation of the Hall of Doors. Dr. Bandit is saying that it was discovered completely by accident, so he can't say... Or, sorry, they can't say. Dr. Bandit, he or she or they, just let me know and I'll adhere to it. But the manhole covers are made for collectibles. Yeah, so there is a distinction that I draw between an overlooked mechanic versus one that just hasn't been introduced yet. And I guess I mean, we'll find out, but it's also, by the way, not the hardest, not the biggest deal of our lives, right? Like it's, oh, you can go to the manhole covers. Okay. You know, if it turns out that it's supposed to come up later, that's fine. Let's talk to Keyface here.
This is the resting place of we, the Lords of Doors. I am Lord Lockstone, for whom this crypt was named. We Lords of Doors were an anomaly, a mistake of the universe, some might say. But that is not an apt description of all... Is that not an apt description of all life? a mistake of the universe, one which grows and thrives, existence born into consciousness, and to preserve that consciousness is the most important and noble goal.
I don't get the same, like, fuzzy vibes off of his successor, personally. Okay, I feel like we've gone as far as we can here for now. There's going to be a major re-exploration of this area, of this whole place, after I get the hook shot or whatever. No, okay. All right, so we may have gone... This was straight east that we came through. Oh, look, it even flips to show you that you've been through it. Yeah, it gets like a different design. That is a nice touch. All right, we're gonna head back in here. So this was what we found straight east. So now we're gonna go northeast. We're gonna work our way around counterclockwise. Dr. Bandit, I am curious. Oh, and Dr. Bandit is he. Okay. Dr. Bandit, have you played Tunic? Because if you like this game and find that it's got a lot going on that you enjoy, Tunic has a lot of like background DNA. I don't believe that it's made by the same person. I don't think they have any developers in common, but the developers clearly carried a lot of the same inspirations into this with them. All right, so I'm taking a quick look around. We've got 2 of our 4 crow face doors, but I was looking around for the manhole cover and not finding it yet, so we're going to take a look. This will not be a 100% playthrough, but if I can get as many of the collectibles as possible, I would like to do that. They are very similar, says Dr. Bandit. Yeah, Tunic, I've shared this with people. Well, I don't know why I'm not going north. I specifically said counterclockwise. I've said this a couple times during this. I really, really, really enjoyed Tunic until Tunic became a bit full of itself near the end, and I don't want to get spoilery with it. I liked so much of Tunic and then felt like it went a bit far. Okay, we can see one of these. So the first one I hit, this thing kicks on and starts like probably firing a laser. If I was to guess, it would be a laser. Yeah, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. That thing fires a laser. I have to run back around back of this, and those are gonna grow right back, and then we'll get away from it. Yup. Okay, although I will say I thought the laser was gonna track me. Okay, I could probably just do this, right? Yeah, that would have saved some time. I was not expecting a second laser. This one down here, I didn't see that one. Dr. Bandit thought I might have missed a back road. Well, if so, I would go back for it. Carol Luna is turning in. Carol Luna, thank you so much for the raid. I hope that you have a great evening, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Sam Lander will be streaming. So I did not do an early morning stream today. I was bushed. It wasn't a bad week by any means. It was just a very, very intensely busy week. And I went to sleep in and was left to sleep in. So very much appreciated, and then wound up waking up good and refreshed. So will there be a... Ooh, hold on. I can go up there and get that soul, and I absolutely want that soul. But where else does this go? I bet this goes to the key face that we couldn't get to before. Yeah. It feels unusual to the touch, as if it once contained life. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so since you have to fall, I can't go back that way. But let's remember, I want to go get that other soul because, yeah, if I get that soul, we can do an upgrade. So far, Dr. Bandit, I have been doing all the upgrades just in order. I really haven't specialized in anything. I have felt very comfortable just doing whatever, like I'll just get like whatever's cheapest right now. Okay, now we're gonna go over here. Okay, now the next time that I find a crow door, let's go get an upgrade. But the next question is there anything else in here that can be done? I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't remember what else was up. I feel like I did everything up here, but I just want to take another look. Yeah, I can't get up there yet. We'll have an exit point up there. So I do have the red key. So there is some place that we can go. In the previous space, there was like, oh, you can't get this red key that you can see. But now I have a red key that I can go in the door that would unlock. Before we start backtracking for any reason, let me go northeast here, and we'll see if there's anything cool. Okay, so these floors I expect are gonna fall. Shit. Okay, so this follows me. That makes it easy to predict. Let's lure it over here and then grab it. Lure it over here. And I'm going to hit this from here. So I don't have to stop and swipe. Now, I think I need to do it this way to give myself time. I feel like if I tried to hit it on the way over, it would have, like, lasered me. Oh. There was a weapon that you could unlock by lighting fires at the old woman's house. So I might then have to circle back for that, because I got the upgrade for, like, the fire ability, but hadn't revisited any other places with the... Uh-oh. Hold on. There's also like a branch that I didn't get. I couldn't figure out a way to get to it. Okay. Can I stand here? Yes. Be safe. I do not need to plant this right now, so I'm just going to hold on to my seed. The window of invincibility that you get for the roll is extremely generous. The roll is just all made of iframes. Nope, that's... Okay, that was unnecessary. Oh, I honestly thought that guy was dead. I just, in my mind's eye, I saw him rolled over and dead. So, I swear to God, I saw the fire thing zigzag between two enemies, and now it doesn't. And you know what? Maybe you have to like fully charge it. Maybe that would do it. I'm very nervous about just taking a random hit from this guy. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and plant that seed. Hey, horticulture, come make me feel better. It's a green weapon. I saw you only have 2 left. If you need a hand, don't hesitate to ask. I will definitely keep that in mind. Oftentimes in games, I'm like, I'm gonna like find what I find and sort of like make the most of it. Especially if, so here lies Lord Theodore, his first successor in the lineage of lords. Their transition to power was smooth and their reign egalitarian, remembered for their fair nature, enforcing better working conditions for the Reapers. Yeah, these guys sound rather different than the dudes that we've been interacting with.
My life is ending, but this lord plans to live forever. It doesn't feel fair to me.
Like, for example, the game that we've played and completed most recently was Spiritfarer. I did as much as I could find in that game, and when I reached the end and it became apparent that there had been things that I had not found, I was like, okay, you know, I did my best. I followed the clues where they led me. I found as much as I figured that I was going to find, and I could have then said, okay, let me go back and scour the world and see what else there is. But for me, I sort of like, I'll do the side quests that I can find that I feel are worthwhile. I'll, of course, do the main quest. I will look for opportunities to get things upgraded and make the best use of the tools and, you know, pick up anything that seems pick-upable to see if it's any good. But if at the end I don't have all of the treasures in the Uncharted game or something, okay, you know, I didn't get everything. I feel like I made a mistake by jumping down here. So we came out of that door. Why? What was all of that for? What did I get for? I guess I got a seed. I have a bad feeling that I wasn't meant to jump down here, and yet I don't see anything else up there that I would have done. That feels weird. Huh. I'm going here in Italy. It's 2 in the morning. Dr. Bandit, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for entertaining me. It was a beautiful live, and I'll come again for sure. So if you followed, thank you very, very much for the follow. The bot broke at some point, and we have not been able to... Sorry, it broke specifically for follows at some point. So I know that Mia's works and Samlander's works, like, we might need to have a quick consult at some point, because it sucks that there's no notification when somebody follows, but I really appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great evening, and we will hopefully see you again. But yeah, I have a, towards completionism, there are some games that I will get very invested in, and I will want to make sure that I've gotten everything that I can. In some cases, it becomes a sunk cost fallacy. On other cases, it's like, I just want the achievement, or whatever it is. But like Assassin's Creed Odyssey was a very good example of I spent so much time in that game and got so much that it wasn't going to be a satisfying conclusion to me unless I got everything. So I went through and got like all the riddles, all the extra treasure chests, like everything that I could find. And like, this is going to be one of those cases where like, if we ever revisit that game for anything, it'll be like, oh, here's like 18% of the game that you never did. And sure, I don't know. All I'm saying is that by the time I reached the end of that game, I could not find anything else to do. But most games, I will play what I play, and I will find what I find, and as we go through, if in the end, yep, that sucks. If at the end I haven't gotten absolutely everything, then so be it. Patigan really likes to do full playthroughs. Like, he likes to get all the achievements. I don't want to say that he's got every single achievement that exists in Power Wash Sim, but he's got the most of them. Okay. Down to my last life, I start playing Coward Simulator to really keep my distance. Patigan is saying not all games he'll go for full achievements, but I've seen Patigan will Patigan delves deep into games, deeper than I do, and probably gets more out of them as a result.
Posted in this fortress, I have learned a great deal about the old Lords of Doors. Still don't care much for them.
Okay, we can open up the crow door, and if I were to guess, based on what we've seen from the previous sequences, that is going to unlock we're going to find where we can do a battle that will unlock the hook shot or whatever it is. Because we now need the hook shot. I'm going to plant the seed so that I can consume. We may now immediately find a crow door, but so be it. You know, when we find one, I will go through and unlock a new ability. You know what? I do want to do that. Hold on a second. I do want to do that before we go, because I'm about to go in and do a big fight. Okay, so the crow door is in there, but I want to go back to home base. I don't think I can do that here. Yeah, I mean, why not get the strength upgrade before we go in there? It is 800, isn't it? No, yeah, I think it's one of the other upgrades that's 800. It would be 1,000. I might save up for 1,000. Is there like 30 guys that I could kill real quick? Let me save it, because we know that going through the doors will save. For Power Wash Sim, Patigan's only missing the challenge achievements. Like, what are those, Patigan? Because some of them are challenges like, I saw that you got the one to clean 95% of things in a level without completing any one thing. I don't see anybody to kill in here. Some of the guys are worth 2 or even 4 souls. I would love to have a quick fight against some of them. Not that guy. I may not be able to do this. If there's nobody to fight, then I can't get the strength upgrade, but we'll take a quick look. Yeah. Okay, then let's not belabor it. I'll go get the upgrade that I can afford so that we are as well off as we can be going to the boss. And then cross our fingers that I'll be able to find the 1,000 points later on in life, which I bet that we can. If there was a dude that I could grind out 4 souls at a time on real quick, then we might have reached for the 1,000, but... Hopefully I remember how to get back there. Let's talk to this fellow. I would like to do that. So, we have Dexterity, Haste, or Magic. This increases the damage done with magic spells and ranged abilities. I'm going to pick that one up. I feel like first max out your damage output, and then your dodging and stuff you can circle back for. Was it up here? I think it was. The challenges are finish a map in a certain amount of time or finish a map with a certain amount of water use. Really? That sounds awful. But the achievements are just get 1 gold medal and the other one is get 5 gold medals. I would not... Power Wash Simulator is not a game that I want to play in time trial mode. I don't object to it existing, but no, those would not be achievements that I would want to get in that game.
Be careful, Living Reaper. There might be a treasure chest that looks delicious, but then you look delicious to it.
Yeah, Patine got the 95% one. I saw that. That seems very impressive to me. That seems like it takes a very high degree of precision and patience. And if you screw up, you have to start over. Because like some of the things, like you'd have to pick out a map where it's you have like enough things that you can spray them without accidentally getting them all. Just dive in, sir. You know where this is going. But you can see it's easy to do on the bicycle, really. I think the bicycle would be one of those ones. Like the penny farthing, is that like the bicycle with the really big front wheel? I just feel like that one would have enough small parts that if you even glanced at them with your power washer, it would count. Okay. I'm actually really pleased that Samland is playing Baldur's Gate soon. I really thought that would be a later game for him. Like, he has so many games that are going on. I didn't even see the mage there, you guys. I was shooting at this guy. I think it's awesome that he's going to play it because it really is like the game of the moment right now, and seems like an all-timer. Okay, that was not a good way to do that. It doesn't zigzag now. I would swear it did it. I'd swear that it did it. Oh, God! Have I faced anybody like this? This guy doesn't seem familiar to me, and he just absolutely rocked me. Very small taps, says Patikin, and the bicycle will work very well. Plus, it's the fastest map to do it on, too. The penny farthing. Oh, man. So, I gotta get a lot better at that. Oh, God. I am already not off to a great start, having taken damage. Did that guy lose his... Hold on. This guy lost his... No, he didn't. Okay. I thought he lost his boomerang. I was like, wait, is there something I can do to make them lose it? But no. Probably should have used some fire there. I have trouble, like, hitting multiple enemies with the fire. Like, they're all lined up right. Oh, boy. should probably light him on fire and then use a different weapon that has a higher... Shit, he's fast, dude. He's already cracking. I mean, I've done some hits.
Indigestion.
A gift to a fellow crow to aid you on your quest.
Hookshot spell. Down to hookshot spell. I am surprised that it's a spell. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know what I expected it to be, but I guess we'll find out how to use it. As soon as I... Oh, maybe we're meant to use it on the lamppost that were down below. Just want to look around up here. Hidden lamppost. So Batine's saying that he played a little bit of the Payday 3 beta and doesn't think that he can finish the heist, the ones that heist in stealth because of the random people. Yeah, I feel like there was one game that Patika and Mia joined. Okay, that works. It's closer to what I thought it was going to be than I possibly could have imagined. This appears to be a Reaper's abandoned logbook. The removal of the legacy doors has seriously impeded my investigation into the disappearance of the Reapers in the redacted region. This whole process of transferring to a new system has been a nightmare. I found evidence that many workers were active in the region when the orders were given to cut them off. More worrying still is that the active reaping mission in the area was also purged from the system. Somewhere out there is a soul that has not been reaped on time. It's a recipe for disaster, that's for sure. We all know what happens to souls if they remain alive past their death date. So I will share a theory, and I very much do not want... Oh, does this... Hold on, does this not use magic? I don't want confirmation on this. I think that our boss, the key face that we met after, like, the first mission or something, I think that's the soul that wasn't reaped. I think that he dressed up, he, she, it doesn't matter, dressed up and, like... made himself the new boss and is now just sort of like sowing chaos to obfuscate and lead away from the idea that he's not one of the actual key masters. Because all of the previous, they're not called key masters, but everybody knows what I mean, the key faces, that they were kind and egalitarian and worked hard to improve the lives of the crows, and that's sure as shit not what's happening here, where all the crows are overworked, under compensated, I don't know if they're paid, and like some sort of like big event happened that locked a bunch of the Reapers out on active reaping missions without the ability to get back. So would I like to increase my combat abilities? Well, I'd love to, but we can't. So, yeah, and by the way, no regrets about upgrading the magic going in there because you saw how much damage got taken care of by magic. I want to make my way back to the correct door, but this has been, so far, this system of getting the next upgrade and then, nope, that's not the right way. Saving and starting the next episode with like using the upgrade has been working really well. This is something that I discovered in like the Legend of Zelda games. I want to be very careful not to save in the middle of a mansion or a temple where like, oh, where did I leave off? What puzzles? What gameplay mechanics was it introducing? Here, it's just started to introduce this new gameplay mechanic with the hookshot. So if I save here, and by the way, what can we... I just want to see what all I can interact with. You know what? Let's look around this area a little bit more. Like, before we go into, like, the next full area. Because I definitely saw some, like, red orbs and stuff that I'd like to make sure that we can get. Got a few minutes here. Oh, but what I was starting to say was Patikin and Mia had one mission where they were... Okay, that will actually draw me to it. I thought that maybe it was like the boomerang in the Zelda game or whatever. Oh, wait. Don't make that mistake again. Every time they broke stealth, the other players kept voting to like, oh, let's restart. Let's restart. And I don't feel like stealth in that game is very plausible unless you can talk and communicate. If you can't talk and communicate, it just doesn't seem reasonable to me. And you know something? This really is looking like a whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here then. I'm gonna make my way back to the door. I know that that's where it will have saved. I just don't want to be anyplace weird. When we reload, I'm gonna reset everything. And that way we can come at this new puzzle, the new puzzles and everything fresh. I don't get stuck. I don't have, well, I might get stuck, but I won't have trouble remembering what to or to not do. Yeah, Patine says you need voice chat because people need to tell each other where stuff is. Where stuff is, what you're doing, what the goal is, what the plan is. There's just an element of it's got to do that. So I'm going to... Actually, we can save it right there. And we will call the episode there. You guys, awesome way to have a Saturday evening. We're going to be raiding somebody, finding somebody fun to raid, and then we'll see you guys again hopefully tomorrow evening for possibly something brand new. Could be some more Rift Breaker, could be some more... Actually, it would probably be this or Rift Breaker. We can do Anno. We can do Anno, but that might be in the morning. Anyway, we'll call it here. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great night.